Today, me and my friend Dalfia are attempting to survive 100 days on one singular block in Minecraft Hardcore. If we fall off this block once, we lose everything forever. We have 3 massive goals: build a farm, build a house, and finish the mining challenge. We start with 1 piece of dirt, and it all starts right now. On day 1, our entire world was a single piece of dirt. We immediately started expanding, because claustrophobic doesn't even begin to cover it. The goal was simple: create a platform so the blocks we mined actually had a place to land instead of vanishing into the abyss. We hit our first milestone and got some oak logs. We didn't waste a second. Crafted some planks, made a few tools, and began the slow process of turning this speck of dust into an island. I also expanded the island a little more so we wouldn't accidentally fall off and end up into the void. Suddenly, out of thin air, a wandering trader appeared. Now usually these guys are annoying, but here he was our only lifeline. He offered ice, sheep, and coal. In a moment of absolute void brain, we forgot that ice yields water, so we bought the coal instead of the ice. Mistake number 1. Now that we have wood, I started expanding the base a little further with planks and slabs. I then made a little trail for sapling to grow so we could farm more wood when needed. Around day 2, we managed to trap the villager to keep him from falling off the edge. Apparently he's a wizard though, because the dude literally teleported on top of his cage just to show off his new items. I wanted to expand the base just a little more before the next day. We reached our next massive milestone and finally unlocked cobblestone, which allowed us to leave the wooden era behind and start crafting much more durable stone tools to increase our efficiency. We spent the entirety of the night mining through the darkness and even used our hard-earned resources to order a cow from the villager to start our livestock collection. By the morning of day 5, the store updated again, allowing us to buy 2 chickens to ensure we had a sustainable food source, along with potatoes to finally kickstart our farming operations. Once we reached day 30, we decided that our growing collection of animals deserved better than a dirt platform. So we set to work designing and building a small dedicated farming hut to keep them safe and organized. I also wanted to make a little farm, so I went ahead and expanded and made the farm behind the hut so we could grow our crops. As day 40 rolled around, our persistent mining finally paid off when we hit our next milestone and discovered iron, which felt like a massive breakthrough that would allow us to do so much more than we could ever do with just stone and wood. However, we quickly realized that our inventories were becoming extremely cramped and disorganized, so we had to rush over to our crafting table to build a chest before we lost any of our valuable materials into the void. After the smelting process was complete, we used our fresh iron ingots to craft 2 brand new iron pickaxes, which not only significantly increased our mining speed, also gave us the capability to mine diamonds if we were lucky enough to find some. Also took this time to expand our tree farm into a slightly larger area, and while it wasn't the most efficient design in the world, it successfully provided us with the spruce wood we wanted for our future house. By day 55, we hit another big milestone and unlocked redstone and gold, which opened up the possibility for automatic farms, even though we didn't have time to set them up quite yet. As the sun began to set on this phase of our journey, the last thing we needed to do was ensure our crops were properly hydrated, so we finally purchased 2 ice blocks to create an infinite water source that would make our farming much more effective. I then placed down a couple of water buckets at the farm and spent the rest of the night mining away. By day 60, while we were grinding away at the single block, we were suddenly greeted by a beautiful sight when the light blue glow of diamonds finally appeared right beneath us. Along with the diamonds, we also unlocked emeralds, and while we weren't entirely sure what we could use them for yet, we definitely weren't complaining about adding more rare gems to our growing collection. After juicing up some diamonds, the next step was diamond pickaxes. This would make the progress for the next milestone a lot faster, but there was still a very long way to go. We continued mining through the day. At night of day 60 brought a new level of difficulty as monsters began spawning at an alarming rate during the night, turning our peaceful island into a dangerous battleground where we were constantly under attack while trying to mine. We attempted to use the bones we have collected to tame a local wolf, but we were unfortunately unsuccessful in our efforts to gain a furry companion. With the mob threat growing, we decided it was finally time to use our iron and diamonds to craft full sets of gear, making the fight for survival much more manageable. Our villager finally delivered the 2 sheep we had ordered, but well, we don't talk about that. By day 70, we reached the most intimidating milestone yet, when the block began yielding materials from deep within the nether, including the incredibly rare ancient debris. Realizing we had the chance to become almost invincible, we spent the next several days mining with total focus to collect enough debris to upgrade all of our equipment into full netherite gear. On the last 2 weeks, we officially began the construction of our final house. And although we didn't have a specific blueprint or a tutorial to follow, we decided to just wing it and place blocks until it looked like a proper home. While Dalfia stayed focused on the mining grind to finish our collection, I spent the remaining week building the house and adding a nice looking upgrade to our farm by fencing in all of the corners to ensure neither we nor the crops would ever fall into the void again. And instead of just watching me building the house, why don't you just watch this cinematic time-lapse instead? And just like that, we have finally reached day 100, having successfully transformed a single piece of dirt into a massive, fully functioning estate complete with a house, a sustainable farm, and the best gear possible. We started with nothing but a fall into the abyss waiting for us, but through 100 days of hard work, we managed to conquer the void one block at a time. And that officially brings our 100-day one block challenge to a close. And where we look back at our humble beginnings on the solitary precarious piece of dirt, it is really incredible to see just how far we've managed to come. Since this is the very first long form video ever uploaded to this channel, if you've managed to watch all the way through to the very end, we would be incredibly grateful if you showed your support by liking the video and subscribing to join us for the adventures ahead. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.